I also want to talk about the YouGov poll today, which again, I spoke in great detail last night, chapter and verse, about why it's going Yes's way based off 300 pleas. Rubbish, right? But interestingly, okay, yes, overall headline here about population, pretty obvious, right? The no's going to get there. Now remember, you need popular vote plus at least 4 states. Now obviously, not spinning or anything there. If even all the undecideds went to yes, it still ends up being a no. But interestingly, it showed a little bit of movement towards yes in 35-54. Now again, remember, there are more people under the age of 50 on the roll than over the age of 50. The intensity of yes below 50, the intensity of no under 50, where all of that plays out across the country, that's going to be interesting to watch. Stephen, again, I just try to show people data, and sometimes it's going to frustrate because the scoreboard's not looking like the Pies. Good old Collingwood forever, congratulations, by the way. But I think that here is an opportunity for a little bit of tightening, 35-54. We're kind of back where we were a couple of weeks ago. But Labor voters in particular as well. You know the Labor Party, when you've got 40% of your own base not on board with a headline issue for the government, you clearly can't win. But 40% of Labor people, does that mean to some degree Albo took them for granted that because he said it, they'd do it?
No, look, I don't accept that characterisation. I mean, clearly the Yes campaign have struggled to, explain why this is beneficial to the Indigenous community. And, we can talk about the core, closing the gap targets. Targets supported by Tony Abbott, targets supported by Kevin Rudd, targets supported by Scott Morrison. And we've not been achieving them. And that this is a better way to try and achieve them than all of the years that we've put into it so far. They've not delivered the outcomes. So what we have to demonstrate is the Yes campaign, how the voice will improve and take us forward on those targets. And clearly, even with the Labor voters, we haven't been able to get that message across according to those polls. I remain hopeful that the campaign can keep that small movement. I always expected it to tighten up, as you did, Paul. I mean, we both talked about this previously,
100%.
that it would start to tighten up. You're seeing the advertising, you're seeing street stalls, you're seeing at the railway stations, you're seeing door knocking and phone calls. So I always expected and hoped. I don't know it's tightening up enough. At the moment, it's looking hard to see it getting 55-45, though some people think it could be as bad as 60-40, and they mightn't win any state, even my own home state of Victoria. I remain a bit more hopeful than that. But this is we have not so far succeeded in explaining why the voice will improve the things like those targets.